We have been here since the beginning of time. This is not the Commonwealth of Australia. This is the Yidinji territory. It always has been, always will be. We're going to walk down through the community and then we're going to just pull people who want to come and do it.
People are coming. Well, come now, one time.
Oh, is that Josh first, eh? Yeah, Murrumu.
Josh.
Yeah. Well, what we're doing today is just we're letting people know that there's a different government here now, called the Sovereign Yidinji Government. When I was working in Parliament House, I soon realised that I may have made a mistake because Aboriginal people are excluded from the Commonwealth Constitution. Once I found that out, I said, I'm going back to my tribal law. And that's when we formed the Sovereign Yidinji Government. My people are hungry for real law, hungry for real justice, hungry for real land rights. Well, before we start, Jamob, we gotta remember where we're standing. And I'm gonna ask Murren to sing a song for us, and it's something that will awaken your spirit. Naya Mama Murrumu Walubara Yidinji. Murrumu, first cut in the law. Walubara, side of that mountain range. The tribal council, they made the government for everyone here today. And it may take 5 years, it may take 10 years, it may take 15 years, but at least it'll be for these little ones here that we're doing this now, because we can't wait for Commonwealth to give it to us. And I'm the Foreign Affairs Minister today, but as a government minister, I can witness this thing here today, this ceremony. So let's lift up your right hand and repeat after me. From this time forward, under Guppy. I pledge my loyalty to Yidinji and its people.
I pledge my loyalty to Yidinji and its people.
Whose democratic beliefs I share.
Whose democratic beliefs I share.
Whose rights and liberties I respect.
Whose rights and liberties I respect.
And whose laws I will uphold and obey.
And whose laws I will uphold and obey.
Just to finish off, brothers and sisters, if you want to just get some smoke onto you, just to seal it, you know. I walked away from Australia because I don't think I ever was an Australian citizen. Once I realised that, I had to go, I had to leave. We wear these without socks, I think, because you're going on the beach, so there's one there. Can you help Dad carry one of these? How do we live without money? Oh, well, it's very difficult, I must say. We have a lot of supporters who assist, for example. Fold in half. A very beautiful Australian family has let us stay in this house here with no cost. All right, so that's our bus fare, son. Have you got a pocket? Money's from like Nana and a few other people who leave money here or they give money to Boyle. Where we're going today is Mooks' mother's country.
Who's going to be coming with us?
Mooks and some other friends of Yidinji. Just to town, thanks, one way. All this belongs to Yidinji. Even the police station, look, this one here, that belongs to Yidinji. They work for us. Rightio. How you going?
How are you?
When I walked away from the Australian world, I wrote to the government and gave back the Australian passport, and, the Australian licence, the bank accounts and the superannuation that had accrued over 20 years. Me giving all that stuff away, you know, that was a six-figure salary in that old Dreamtime world, and I got no money at all now, and I think I'm one of the happiest blokes on the planet.
So, are you the first Aboriginal nation to have declared yourself a government?
We may be the first ones to have our legal personality verified as true and correct, the procedure. There's a woman by the name of Professor Megan Davis. She's the chair of the UN Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues. In her expert opinion, she is now saying that there's nothing stopping the Commonwealth of Australia from entering a treaty with the Yidinji government. We are going down to Canberra saying, we are Yidinji. We have a government. We want to grant consent, or in way of a treaty or a formal agreement, for the Commonwealth of Australia to exist on our territory. Hello, Chief Minister. How are you?
Good on.
Yeah, same good. Got the map here today to have a look at, but I just wanted to make sure that the boundaries are, to the best of our ability, true and correct.
We're just following the old tribal boundaries that were known and given to us and previously stated by our past elders.
I did some calculations a while back, but it's about twice the size of Hong Kong in landmass and 80 kilometres out into the ocean.
Yidinji territory actually encompasses the Cairns city. Cairns is a well-known tourist capital of North Queensland. We've got a lot of the national heritage listed areas, such as the Great Barrier Reef is one of them. The other one is the rainforest, our wet tropic rainforest.
Chief Minister, one of the things we did recently, we got some new pledges from people to become citizens. So we're getting there, and I think we're probably about 60 now.
60 citizens?
60 citizens. Let's hold it down for a while. The bloodline hereditary population on Yidinji territories, they range between 3,000 to 5,000. So it's a substantial amount of people. So that recruitment drive for the Yidinji citizen is important. And then the sovereign Yidinji government has issued the driver's licence for Yidinji citizens. So that bears the seal and the coat of arms of the sovereign Yidinji government. And this one here is the tribal clan group, or Janala Yidinji, which is the main tribal council. Are we creating a nation? No, the nation already existed. It's just a continuation of something that has been here since the very beginning. The thing that was missing was the legal personality, the government. Hey! You there? Yeah.
Hey,
How you going?
Good, brother. How's it all going?
Ah, you know, just running the government.
Hey, you're the government party, getting the foreign minister. Come in, have a cup of tea.
Now, all official, Attorney General, I'm here on business. All right, Crocodile Man.
Hey, what do you say that for?
Well, that's what your name means, Ganyara, so that's crocodile. So
They adopted me into the tribe. If you self-identify as part of the tribe and they accept you, that's all it is.
correspondence, that's one from the Office of the Minister for Indigenous Affairs.
I didn't ask to be nominated for the Attorney General. They said, yeah, look,
There's a boundary.
just take it. The only one that can understand both worlds.
Yeah, brother, I want to bring to your attention the matter of the sovereign Yidinji government vehicle. Obviously, it's been forcibly taken from us, but...
The problem there is that they have incorrectly identified the person as to who owns it or who is in possession of it. Mm-hmm. They're unaware of the standing of the tribe, so of Yidinji, so we'll have to draft them a bit of a notice.
They pulled me over. The Queensland Police Service gentleman there asked, do you have a licence? And I said, of course I do. And I gave him the Yidinji one. I don't think I was arrested. I was held against my will and in captivity because I said you don't have consent or treaty to take me, but you've got the guns. Basically, the magistrate was asking, am I formally known as an Australian person? And I told him, haven't I already told you who I am? He said, you're not answering the question. I said, didn't I just answer the question? I'm only a Murrumu. I can only be a Murrumu. And I have been since the beginning of time. And when I said that, he continued to ask me, are you formally known as this? I said, well, identify yourself. Who's asking the question? Because they don't have treaty or consent to be on our territory. He said, get out of my court. And he single-handedly saved the Commonwealth Constitution from exploding. He knew exactly what was happening, and he had to let Murrumu the man go.
Yeah, that's who we're writing to. That number plate on that car, what was that one?
Well, I've taken a few of them, but this one's a bit special because it's licensed to drive 007.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I love that little black car. Take my young fella to football training and all that kind of stuff, and you know, now we're to plumb and catch buses and walk around the place and humbug people for a lift. The United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples clearly states that Indigenous peoples can create their own governments, their own identification, like this, like our car plates, like our Yidinji vehicle. So I'm just going to go inside now and serve these documents. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Do you have a Ford car with license plate YID 007?
Hang on, I'm just getting down.
I'm Murrumu, by the way. Yeah, good. Foreign Minister for the Sovereign Yidinji Government. The Queensland Police Service instructed battalion to remove a Yidinji vehicle, registered vehicle, and look, it's nothing against you, Bob, but we're just going to give you this paper here to pass on to your bosses. This document here, which Australia signed on, says that we can create our own governments, create our own licence plates for our vehicles and things like that. And we're just giving you this here to pass it on to your bosses.
Okay, yep.
No, I don't want to take you fellas to international courts and all that. We're not interested in that, but we're just sort of doing an education process, really, to win like hearts and minds. We don't want Australian money or any kind of that kind of stuff. No worries, eh?
No.
Too easy.
All right, guys.
Hey.
Hope you have a good day.
Peace be with you.
Yeah, you too.
No worries.
Take care.
And if you want consent to be on our territory, we can give you consent. No worries, no cost, nothing.
All right, then, guys.
Thanks, sister. Peace be with you. Oh yeah, welcome to the program today. It's a great day for it. Milangaran Nundagorni Black Law Tribal Edition, and Murrumu here with you. Here in the city of Geia, known to Australians as Cairns, which is Yidinji territory. We're broadcasting all around the world on the internet, and of course Bumma Bipra Media 98.7 FM. Now, later this month, there is a gathering of nations events taking place in Ngambri territory, Canberra, and that will see a lot of different tribal groups gathering there to report on the latest on where they are informing their governments. And it'll be very interesting to see what happens there, to see how people are, I guess, rising to this challenge. Murrumu signing off, and Garu, and the very reason why we're heading down to the Gathering of Nations event is because we're excited. We're just sharing our world. This is what Yidinji have done. This is how we set up our government. We are out there. Yidinji is open for business. Здравствуйте, как дела, Михаил? Хорошо, спасибо. It's very important that we speak to all UN member states. We have just developed a good friendship. with the Russian Federation. Yes, хорошо. Слушай, I'm going to be coming to Nambri soon, and I wanted to present the painting either to His Excellency or a representative from the Russian Federation. I've been told that it's going to be going into the Kremlin, so I don't think they would have said that to me twice and not meant it. It'll be interesting because the actual painting is called The Unknown Warrior, and maybe Vladimir Putin, maybe he's the unknown warrior. Correct me if I'm wrong, Guju, but only men can speak for country.
Yeah. And,
so if they're claiming to speak for
tribal law, and that's been law, you know, ever since time immemorial.
We're not going to be speaking at that event, but we'll go and say good day to people. You be good. And look after Nana. All right, let's go. Yes, there are benefits from speaking at public engagements, but not at the risk of sullying the sovereignty government, and certainly not the tribal council. We prefer not to put that as a potential conflict. They can speak at that conference, and we don't have to do that. Hey, hello. Where are you? Ambassador. Likewise, how are you?
Good. Good. How was your trip?
Yeah, not too bad. We got some new citizens, I think 8 to 10 citizens, but...
well received, the citizenship ceremony, a lot of retweets and approval there.
In the dream time, I used to be a journalist at Parliament House. The connections are made here with the press gallery, by working here, but also with all the members of Parliament. This is what's going to make it work. It would be really far more of a challenge to not have the inside knowledge and the experience of how this place works. Yeah, good. I'm at the Aboriginal Embassy site now. I'm just going to drop off this paperwork. Just to let people know why we're not taking part. Hey, Wicho, brother, how are you?
Good, bud, yourself?
Yeah, good. How's things?
Yeah, good.
Do you know, are you helping organising the Gathering of Nations?
No.
Okay. Because we just want to leave some paperwork here for people, because Yidinji's not speaking at this event.
Michael's just said, can I bring it up to him? So how about I bring it straight up to Michael?
Most certainly.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping the peace. You see, we have to let the law do the talking. And that there is doing the talking for us. It's very clear that women can't speak for country.
Well, when I saw people excluded, it shocked me to some degree, because whilst that may be the Yidinji law that, you know, it's a patriarchy society and they've made that rule themselves, in a modern world where gender equity is now, you know, the theme, you know, if they're going to progress, I think they need desperately to look at not making public statements like that. You know, we can't afford to have communities divided like that, because we have too much division right now.
The tribal law is the tribal law. The Yidinji government is totally separate to that. Women can become ministers and talk, and we can even have a female chief minister. And I hope one day that will happen. Sometimes the West finds it very, very difficult to understand that these laws have been here since the beginning of time. We didn't make them up yesterday. We didn't make them up 20 years ago, and we certainly didn't make it up 75,000 years ago. That's how it is. We've got other diplomatic missions to meet with,
Yes.
and Commonwealth of Australian representatives to talk to about Yidinji, so that's the real business. Yep, I think we got to go. No documents, just, it's all, I think they've received them all in the mail, so, yep. We're meeting with our usual international friends, Russia and Venezuela and a few others, but Nigel Scullion has agreed to meet for an hour. Can you lock the, make sure the door's locked? We want to keep these dialogue channels open with the Commonwealth. Some of the greatest things created on this planet are through friendships, and Nigel's a good mate of mine.
Is this your first face-to-face meeting with him since the start of the government?
Yes, I've had several correspondence with him. We've been communicating on this other level, but face-to-face, first time. Ambassador, shall I come in?
Yeah, look, I'll let you on the brand, so I think what you should do is get your cans to turn for half an hour by the bar.
Hearts and minds going back and forth, and our friendship is very, very strong. And that's why I know we can keep these channels open and have a win-win for all parties concerned, especially settling the past and securing the future for everyone.
All right, mate. Great to see you.
Early.
All right. Say good day to young fella.
Okay. Yeah.
Sit you.
So basically, we just come out of the meeting with Senator Scullion. He's going to pass on, I guess, a summary of our conversation to Senator Brandis and the Prime Minister's office. He would encourage them that when they come to Yidinji territory to sit down with us for at least half an hour, get an update. But that initial sit down and talk with an end result of a formal agreement or a treaty really needs to be ratified and pen to paper, so to speak. So today I'm heading somewhere special. That's to the Russian ambassador's residence. And hopefully His Excellency Vladimir Morozov will accept this gift. This one's an unknown warrior. My son and I travelled to his mother's country, and we were asleep in the car near the beach, and this particular spirit figure came to me, and I decided to paint it. So this is one of the first paintings I did. So it's a piece of me, it's a piece of my son, and it's a piece of this land. It's my dream to give every UN member state a painting, the gift of peace from Yidinji to the rest of the world. We had a very successful meeting, and we talked a lot about peacekeeping, and we had a cup of tea, I had a coffee and a Russian biscuit, which I've never tasted before, which is quite nice. There you go, that's His Excellency Ambassador Morozov. And they asked me to explain the painting, which I did, of course. And you know, I spoke to him and I said, we see Russia as our big brother. And I think he enjoyed that. This is called a work in progress. That's it. And just the more you thin it out like that, son, the faster it'll dry. That's really nice. See the colours of Yidinji there? That's it. That's good. Toyo is the motivation for going down this track. All the Yidinji children are the motivation behind why we're doing this. There's the Australian way and there's the Yidinji way. The Yidinji way has been here for 75,000 years at least, and the Australian way has been here since 1901. So that's what we're trying to let people be aware of, that there's this beautiful world waiting for them. And it's up to Australians now, if they so choose to want to participate with the Yidinji and put their government, push it into a direction, into a formal agreement.